to the catch-up review. Lots of weeks to talk about, not a lot of time.
His fault.
Of the fantasy, it's not my fault. The fantasy.
Oh, I never
baseball
thought
league.
I'd be glad to hear you say that.
Yeah.
The
fantasy.
my league.
Yeah. Let's get going here. Week 17.
All right, here we
matchups.
go. Bear Bashers gets bashed by Globo Gym 12-4.
Yes, Globo Gym had a good week for once and put me in my place for that week.
Team Z puts a damper on Pine Tree Lane's playoff chase with a 16-1 drubbing, just missing another shutout.
Yes. Yeah.
Zips with an impressive win over Ben's Champions 9-7.
Yeah.
All Rise, we talked about this on the trip, blew a golden opportunity playing Five Swords, the worst team in the history of the league, and he only won 7-6. That was his golden opportunity, especially with Pine Tree Lane getting hammered.
Yeah.
And a surprise, Alaska Glaciers with a 10-6 win over Team Jobo. Anything quickly from week 17 that you...
Obviously, it's just the Pine Tree Lane. You wonder, looking at what's happened here in the last few weeks, if that wasn't the coup de grace for his playoff.
Coup de grace.
Because it seems like he wasn't very active. Maybe he just assumed that he wasn't going to. But
I don't know.
we'll get more into that as we continue the weeks. So then we had week 18.
Bear Bashers riding the ship with a 8-7 squeaker over Team Jobu.
Yep.
Which means Team Jobu would have lost 2 weeks in a row there.
Yeah.
Team Z then took something that Bear Bashers couldn't do the week before and defeated Globo Gym
Yeah.
9-7. Zips with a 2-game winning streak with a victory over Alaska Glaciers 8-6. Ben's Champions held firm with the charging All Rise to a 7-7 tie. That was a big matchup for Ben's Champions.
Yeah.
And then the last one was not a shocker, but it kind of makes the Week 17 one be like, what the heck? Pine Tree Lane 14-2 over Five Swords. So he loses 16-1 but wins 14-2.
Sort of undoes everything that just happened.
Correct, which puts him back in it,
Yep.
but he's still not making moves to try and make the playoffs.
Not yet.
Anything from Week 18 that stood out? Do you give yourself credit for your win over Team Jobu or not so much?
Do I give myself credit for the win? It was a win. It wasn't anything special.
There you go, Team Jobu. Wasn't very special.
Yeah, well,
beating you.
I think the one thing you have to look at is how there's parity going on there. There's 4 scores that are just basically 8-7, 9-7, 8-6, 7-7. I mean, that's very, very even.
Well,
There's one blowout. Everything else is even.
Well, that's because you're correct. It's Five Swords. But interestingly enough, as someone in our group text thread says, the teams at the top are not so mighty, and the teams in the middle were
Yeah, because
getting
apparently
better.
you got to blow out somebody every single week. Like that happens when you play 21 weeks. Is that what you do? Do you win 13-2 every single week?
I try to.
You try to, but you know what I'm saying. It's just not going to happen. I mean, it's just not. It's not possible.
I didn't know that we were measuring the amount of points you had to win by.
Yeah, I know. So then week 18, that's in the books.
Correct.
So now week 19.
Going into week 19, the playoff races were getting a little closer at the bottom.
Yeah.
Not at the top. I clinched, by the way. Thank you for congratulating me on being the first team to clinch a playoff spot.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, week 19. Bear Bashers with a 10-4 victory over the melting Alaskan Glaciers.
Yeah.
Any comments about that matchup?
It was very, very necessary.
I actually, people, I agree. For you, that was very necessary.
Yeah.
We'll get a little bit into your sinking ship. But Team Jobu with kind of a surprise upset win. 8-7 over the. Good job again, Team Jobu. Again, I won't take any credit away. Just like when All Rise beat me. Like I said, Team Jobu, you're not going to be able to pick up 9 starting pitchers in my matchup, and maybe I'll actually do something to counteract it in the playoffs. But hey, you did what you did to win 8-7. I made a slight lineup gaffe on Sunday, and it cost me only having 9 hitters playing instead of 10. Not making excuses. He made all the right moves to win 8-7. So good job, Team Joe Bill. Pine Tree Lane. With, I think this could have been bigger than what it should have. He did beat bench champions, but it was only 8-7.
Yeah, just 8-7.
He needed to win by 2 or 3 points to make this really, really exciting. Not saying he doesn't have a chance, but I felt that was his best shot to make a claim. Yeah. Whether he realizes it or not because of his lack of moves, or the fact that he still has 10 guys who aren't even playing. He's basically playing with an 18-man roster.
Yeah.
Which is...
with all the DLs and all the NAs.
Yes, which is laughable considering he went off on a manager for doing almost the exact same thing 3 years ago. So kind of, tit for tat. I know it's not exactly the same.
Yeah.
But if you want to bring up the competitiveness clause, Pine Tree Lane, what are you doing? And I know he's got guys that he can't drop. But you have an NA guy. You've got Matt Harvey, who nobody's going to pick up. I mean, there's 2 spots right there.
Yeah.
I
agree.
It's frustrating.
It is.
It's frustrating. Globo Gym, 13-3 over 5 swords. We're not even talking about it. But the big one now that also made it more interesting. All Rise with a 12-3 womp.
Yeah.
Womp of Zips.
Again.
Which brings him right back into the...
He had to have it.
To the playoff chase. So that means after our week 19, we have bench champions holding on to the 6th seed by 3 games over Pine Tree Lane in 7th, 6 games over All Rise in 8th. But that's not where it gets even more interesting.
Yeah.
Because Zips is only 2 games ahead of bench champions. And Team Joe Boo is only 3 games ahead of bench champions. So we have conceivably 4 through 8 within 7.5 games of each other with
2 weeks,
2 weeks to go.
So anything can happen between 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Any thoughts on the mayhem that's going on?
Well, obviously the biggest thought is the matchup of next week, right? Where is it? All Rise plays
Pine Tree Lane. Correct.
So basically, one of them could knock the other one out in that situation. What is Ben's Champions? What's the matchup?
Ben's Champions is playing Globo Gym right now, and I'm going to call you out, Globo Gym. I don't think you're trying.
No, he's not.
I don't think you're trying. Which is interesting because I actually thought you had a chance given my score with this guy now.
Yeah, but
to gain some ground.
Maybe he didn't see the change because it changed last night. Just a couple things happened because our score was 9-5.
Our score was at 9-5 around like 7 o'clock. Yes.
And then Greg Holland got lit up trying to make a save, and that literally changed the score to 11-2, and now it's 11-3 this morning. But I mean it changed DRA and WHIP. Those are 2 things that changed. So.
You have all your studs going today, so it'll be interesting.
I do think I'm going to get some points back.
I agree with that because I'm not going to churn to beat you in strikeouts or wins.
Yeah.
That's just not what I've been doing. So,
right.
I think the other important matchup, other than bench champions and Globo Gym, is Pine Tree Lane and Zips. It is 9-7 now, currently on Thursday, but Pine Tree Lane can. If he like I said, we talked about this before the video.
Yeah.
It's not about winning or tying or anything like that. It's actually about how many points you're scoring because let's say he wins 9-8, if Ben Champions holds serve at 7-7, there's 2 games right there Pine Tree Lane just made up. So it's interesting this week. But yeah, obviously next week, as we talked about 4 through 8, and we have bench champions playing Joe Boo, Pine Tree Lane playing All Rise, and we cannot dismiss the fact that Globo Gym will be playing Zips. But again, if Globo Gym doesn't care like he doesn't care this week, I think that pretty much secures Zips getting in.
I think it all depends on the final score of week 20. Like right now, if the scores stayed true to what's happening, you're beating me 11-3, and it's a 7-7 tie. He'd pick up 4 games on me. So he'd be 4.5 out going into the last week.
That is a lot, but not insurmountable. Correct.
But I think he also knows that I am playing 5 swords next week. So I think maybe that's in the back of his.
Wow, 5 swords.
So he just assumes. Now, I've already told the commish, you can back me up on this. That I don't really want to play Five Swords right now. I think he has one of the hottest offenses in the league. It's his pitching is in shambles, but his offense has been really good the last few weeks.
Yeah, sure.
Well, it has been. He's just losing all the pitching categories. Well, I mean, you realize right now he has like 19 innings, and he still has 4 days to go. Because just a lot of guys, he has 6 starters, and they don't have 1 start.
I only have 21 innings.
Yeah, but you at least, well, make sure that you make innings. I mean, I don't know.
Are you accusing him of not trying
I'm
to
not
make innings?
accusing him of that, but he does. I don't think he's paying close enough attention. Like, one of his pitchers is Hellickson. If Hellickson goes out there and throws 3 innings, which is definitely possible,
Correct.
he's in trouble.
True.
You know.
True.
So, is there anything else you need to add, or should we just go? Well, you want to talk about the streaks? We can do that.
Right. So our current streaks going on are losing streak is 5 swords at 5. That's all we're gonna say about that. Winning streaks. This is how much
Parity there is right now.
craziness is going on. Bear Bashers and Pine Tree Lane are both at 2-game winning streaks.
2-week winning streaks. Yeah.
Not very exciting there.
No, it's not. Silence your phone. All the people don't want to hear your. All 2 of you don't want to hear that.
Might have less after this video.
Yeah.
So
yeah, those are our streaks. So I guess we'll come back with power rankings. Want to come back with that?
unless you have a hot topic you want to discuss.
Do you want to talk about the transactions? We could talk about that.
Transactions.
Yeah. Meaning there are 2 GMs who are 8 and 9 transactions respectively away from the transaction limit.
Well, depends. We have a discrepancy. I technically count Team Jobu as being 10 transactions away.
I gotcha.
Currently. Should be interesting.
Now they might not do much this week. I don't know. Maybe they are saving them for next week.
When they play each other.
Yeah.
And which again goes back to Globo Gym. You have a guy who's not going to make transactions. Why aren't you?
Well, I think next week they're going to have almost a true playoff matchup because they'll both probably be around seven moves for the. You know what I mean?
It's a play-in game.
It kind of is. Yeah. I think that's where they're going to be at.
It is very exciting. I mean, I know we're laughing about this, but I mean, it's good. I mean,
Yeah.
it's good because it's been pretty boring at the top. But no, it's good. I'm glad 4 through 8. Also I was thinking about this, and I don't want to give it away, but I would be curious to go back to our bold predictions video to see how we stand on there, because I can see that, and I won't give it away, that one of mine came true.
He's 100 games out. 100
I
games
just
out.
said don't give it away.
Why not?
Because I want you to be surprised by how many predictions I got right and how many you got wrong. Well, you won't be surprised by that because you're used to that, but it'll be interesting. No, it is very exciting. I mean, it gives us something else to watch. I don't know. Maybe. I still don't really pay attention that much.
Oh. So you just roll out of bed and just have the most amazing team.
No. No, I made acquisitions and
Oh.
pickups and
Okay.
things like that.
How many of those were prospects?
Were prospects.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were all prospects at one point
Wow.
in their careers. Oh!
Were they?
Yeah.
All of them? Every single player on your team was a prospect.
Correct.
No, I don't know
Correct. By
about that.
definition of a prospect, that means that you were.
If you're not on a list, you're not a prospect.
If you're not on a list.
Well, no, yes. You can't say that the entire minor leagues are prospects just because they're young.
Well, they are.
No.
They're all prospects. Anybody in the minors that hasn't achieved their major league MLB status is considered a prospect.
I guess.
Just like a guy that comes out of nowhere that wasn't on a list, and he makes his major league debut, they say, "Oh, this prospect is making his major league debut."
No, they said this minor leaguer is making his major league debut.
He's
not a prospect.
I'd like you to play the video from that, the audio.
They wouldn't even say that. Half the time they're talking about cheeseburgers and.
True.
If you ever watched the game, they're not even talking about baseball a lot of times.
Well, speaking of, we didn't really get to do this either. Would you like to make any comments about the baseball trip?
Yeah. I mean, it was. I thought it was fun. I'm happy that we did it. It wasn't like I didn't have any regrets or anything. But
Why is that funny?
I don't know. Because just the way you think that you go on a trip, it should be a lot of fun. I thought it was fun. I know that you did not like Tampa Bay that much, the stadium. You just kept calling it a dump.
Never will go back there.
I liked it a lot more than you did because I just liked the idea of it looking old and looking just like you said. It's actually a place that there's no other baseball being played in such a place right now. You know what I mean? So
No, that's because nobody else would want to play baseball there. The Tampa Bay is being forced to play in that stadium because there isn't another place to play.
I guess I don't know.
Dump. I couldn't believe it. It was a joke. I mean, the whole stadium reminded me of our old high school football. I mean, it was old high school football bleachers were the foundation of everything. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
Oh. The museum was cool. I will give you that.
Yeah.
It was pretty neat to see that stuff. But again, that's I don't know. Miami, I thought was a very nice stadium.
It's just in a bad area. don't you
Holy
think?
heck, what a dump.
Yeah.
That place is in a dump.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay Stadium is a dump, not in a bad area.
It's not in a bad area. Though.
No. I almost feel like the two stadiums should have been switched.
Yeah.
There's roosters and chickens running around the streets. We were obviously the minority in a majority of the part of Miami we were in.
Not that matters.
No. But I'm just saying. But that did play into.
But it's just not enough skill at Nibber
Correct,
at all. That's all.
but if you remember, what was the one observation that we made from being in the Miami game as far as why isn't this place selling out?
We decided that there just aren't hardcore baseball fans.
Correct. It was more of an event. And again, not being racist, but a lot of the people there didn't understand what was going on. I mean, there were pop-ups that were hit to the second baseman, and they're screaming just because Giancarlo Stanton hit the ball in the air, and it's like, it's not leaving the infield. Sit down. I mean, people never sat in their seats, at least in the sections we were in. It was interesting.
It seemed more like a social event. I mean,
Correct.
there was a lot of
Correct.
selfie taking.
Oh, yes.
And our seats really weren't that bad.
No?
And people were just getting up, back and forth, going to, they never actually sat and watched the game.
Correct. And that's what I mean. And that's why, like we said, it was surprising.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Miami has gone on a little bit of a run here since we were there. But yeah, it was definitely more of a social event. Pretty cool stadium, though.
Yeah. Now, obviously, what'd you think of SunTrust Park?
Oh, that
Yeah.
wasn't even comparable to.
Right. I mean, and again, obviously,
It's newer.
It's brand new, so
brand
it
new.
is sort of cheating comparing that. But
Well, let me ask you this. Without giving too much away, and I thought you would have been all over this. Do you think the fact where we sat and the actual event that happened while we were at Atlanta brought more of a mystique, to us being there, or because, like I said, right now I would say that you definitely liked Tampa Bay more than Miami.
overall,
Okay.
yeah.
So did you like Tampa Bay more than Atlanta, taking out the fact from where we sat and going through that whole thing of you eating, $100 of food for free?
No. It's just the comparison of being in a new stadium where the seats are more comfortable
Right.
and it's just, even if we had good seats at Tampa, it wouldn't have been.
Although I thought the seats at Tampa were better than the Miami seats.
Yeah, I guess it depends because in one place we were in the outfield, and the other place we were
Down the line.
Down the line,
Right.
so it's sort of comparing different things, but yeah.
So anyways, our Atlanta story is we bought $16 tickets to sit in the third tier.
Yes.
And he's shooting his videos and walking around, and I'm...
Yeah, they let you at the very beginning go all the way up, so I got all the way up to the...
You can do that in any ballpark, yeah.
Can you do that in any old ballpark? Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
up to an hour or half hour before the game, before they actually want you to go to your seats. So he's shooting his videos, different angles and things like that, and I'm just batting the shit with... First it was an old Usher. I kind of had intentions, but didn't have intentions. We're walking around. We get towards the home plate area, and I guess this is becoming standard now at all ballparks. Is that section directly behind home plate is the the luxurious seats, the the catering to you, and the, as we found out from Globo Gym, the secret society type catering underneath the stadiums, as he said that the Mets ballpark had this, and I wasn't aware of that because I missed that. So he did that too. But anyways, it's actually roped off, and you have to show your ticket to even just walk through that section. And basically, we met an usher there who was talking to us, and he knew that the game wasn't going to be a sellout. He asked us where we were sitting, and we were just shooting the, whatever with him. And he says, "Well, would you like to sit here?" Well, yeah, sure. I was like, well, how much is that going to cost us? What was it, 50? 50 bucks?
Yeah.
50 bucks.
Yeah, because he took $50 under the table, essentially.
So we talked about it, for 3 seconds to make that decision.
It didn't take long.
Yes, this guy, I couldn't even get it out of the whole sentence out, and he says yes. So we come back, what we get? Magic stamps.
Yeah, we got the magic stamp to go into the amazing Harry Potter food world underneath. You just walk down, and it just opens up into this.
It's this huge lounge. There's a bar. There's free food, and this guy just took advantage of it.
But the problem, the problem was that then I realized that they were looking at tickets to get back out, and then I got scared. So I didn't get to enjoy it as much as I wanted to because I'm like, oh man, what's going to happen now? And we don't have a ticket to get back out.
He is not kidding. He did get scared.
I did. I was legitimately.
I did kind of say, well, he goes, what's the worst that could happen? I said, well, they kick us out of the stadium.
I didn't want to get kicked out of the stadium.
So we sat there for the first 2 innings, and then
so we didn't see any of the baseball on the field. We just
missed
had to watch it.
We missed one of the most exciting plays before the game even happened.
Yeah, when what's his name? I forget his name.
Carnego or something like that. The Braves shortstop.
The Braves shortstop hurt himself.
Blew his knee out trying to hop the first base line before the game even started.
That was the game we were at, and we didn't see that because we were down waiting for the ticket people to go away. And the way it seems is that they did go away like in the 3rd or 4th inning, and then we could just get back
walked up. They checked our magic stamp on our wrists. We sat 30 rows back behind home plate. Cushioned seats, free food still.
Yeah, you could still get more food.
This guy.
Yeah.
So the experience was nice. It was a nice stadium.
Just to put it in perspective on how much food I ate in that week, when I got home, I literally gained 7 pounds on vacation.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So we were only gone for a week, and I gained 7 pounds.
This guy likes to eat.
Well, you can't go to the gym and work out and all that other stuff. I'm sure that has something to do with it. Well, yeah,
you ate and ate and ate every day.
If there's food in front of me, I'm going to eat it. That's just how it works.
Oh
So I just got to leave. I have to stay away from the food, and I'm all right.
So our quick plug for that is there will be another baseball trip. I'm not saying it'll be another 5 years, but
no, I'm sure it'll be soon. But I don't think anybody else can clear their schedule to go with us. I'm sure. So
ridiculous. You're missing out. It's not even that expensive. I'm not going to lie.
It's really not. And actually, it would save us money if someone else would come with us.
Correct. I think this trip cost us $500 each.
Something like that.
Which, ironically, is what it cost us last time when we drove way farther.
Yeah. Yeah, because the first year we went to Milwaukee, to Cleveland, to D.C., back home. And now this year we actually stopped at Charlotte. We didn't say that.
Durham.
Yeah, we stopped at Durham for a minor league game on the way down. So we were at Durham, Atlanta, Tampa, Miami, and then came back home. That was the worst part, was coming back home. I don't want to do that again. I want to stop somewhere
You
on
have
the way
to come
home.
back home.
No, but I mean, I want there to be a stop on the way home as opposed to just driving nonstop into, that. So that's the one change we will make in the next trip.
You got to remember, though, when you do that, you're adding an extra stop, which means an extra hotel.
No, I don't care. I'd still rather do that.
Okay.
Because that's a long freaking drive.
That is.
It was. I couldn't believe it. It was like, my gosh, we're still in Florida. It's like we're never gonna get back home.
True.
But
true. So throwing it out there. Hey. We've already briefly talked about 2 possible trips, but we'll take suggestions, and hey, we're always looking for people to go. So, guess we'll end it there and come back with our
power rankings. And now we are back with Power Rankings. Power Rankings through week 19, so with 2 weeks to go. Who do you have as your number 6 team?
I don't have anybody.
You have no number 6.
I have 3 teams because they're bad. If I can figure this out. I have Bench Champions who has not won a matchup in 3 weeks.
Yes. Okay.
I have Murderers Row, aka All Rise, who had an impressive win last week over Zips.
Mm-hmm.
But again, tied Bench Champions and barely beat 5 Swords.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have this guy because he was my number 6 the last time we did Power Rankings. He did get
Sounds like favoritism.
He did get whomped by thee.
Yeah.
He did whomp 5 Swords.
He whomped 5 Swords.
But he just beat Bench Champions head to head. So these 3 are interchangeable in my eyes.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you look. I think I kind of do my power rankings different than you do. You look too much into head-to-head matchups, and a lot of times that's
Not relevant.
not exactly because it depends on who you're playing and when you're playing them, and more than a cumulative power rankings, which is what I'm doing. My number 6 team is Team Joe Boo.
Wow.
I think he is really struggling right now, and even if he does, and it looks like he should be okay.
But
being
he
in the
just
playoffs.
beat the number 1 team last week.
Yeah, but look at you. What did your team do that week? It's not who you beat. It's what did your team do. That was one of the worst weeks you had, and you know it. I know it because I'm looking.
Apparently he knows it.
Yes.
Yeah,
he didn't-
I get accused of looking at everybody else's matchups. It's not me, it's him.
No,
him.
I'm doing it for research purposes. That's why. Not just for this video, but for the purposes of trying to win. I want to know what people are doing. So yeah, you didn't have a good week. Yes, he beat you 8-7, but a lot of people would have beat you last week. It wasn't. You didn't have a good week. These things happen. So yes, my number 6 is Team Joe Boo.
My number 5.
Number 5, Team Zips.
You get stomped by All Rise, but the 2 weeks before that, impressive head-to-head over Bench Champions. He did beat Alaska Glaciers.
Okay.
He's holding ground.
Yeah. You'll see him in mine. There you go.
Apparently, you
Teaser.
have him higher than
My number 5 is Ben's Champions.
Interesting. So you think he is more of a sure thing than Team Joe Boo, even though standings-wise they're reversed?
Yes, I
So
do believe that.
So your message in this video is that actually Team Joe Boo is in more trouble of not making the playoffs than Bench Champions.
Maybe. It's tough to say. It's everybody's playing each other. I don't know about that, but what I can say is that
He can say this.
I can say this. I think Ben's roster is better. I just think it is. Now I don't like what he's doing.
Depends
with
what you're
his-
looking at.
I don't like his pitching staff and what he's doing there because I don't.
Strategy.
Yeah, I'm not big on that. I mean, I won't go into detail on that right now. We'll deal with that later. But here, let me ask you this question. Let's say you are Ben's Champions right now.
Oh God, I don't want to play anymore.
You don't you don't want to play
I
anymore.
don't want it. I don't want to hear it. Oh God.
Would you look at Moncada and say, I want this guy wasting a roster spot on my team right
He doesn't have a choice.
now?
Well, okay. Let me phrase it. Correct. I would not waste a roster spot on Moncada now, but his farm eligibility is closely approaching.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to make a decision, and I think he's just going to roster him.
I know he's going to, and I think that it just
Number
seems,
1 prospect!
Yeah, but it just seems like a huge mistake right now because he is just a couple losses away from not making it, and you're throwing a guy out there that's hitting 167, and I know what he'll say. He'll say, Jason, that's me in case you're wondering, you need to show patience. I'm not trying to show patience. I'm trying to make the playoffs, be competitive. And I'm not saying that the end-all be-all is making the playoffs, but you can't win anything if you don't make the playoffs.
But he has 17 hitters.
Right. So why in the world would you want hitter number 18 to be a guy hitting 167 who's just wasting a roster spot? I can't understand that.
Because he doesn't play him anyways, just like Xander Bogaerts. He doesn't play him.
I guess. I don't know.
He's got guys with multiple position eligibility now.
Yeah.
You know, your
Anthony Rizzo playing second base.
yes, and apparently Josh Donaldson's about to gain shortstop eligibility.
Well, he has had 2 starts there now,
yes.
so I don't know.
He needs 5.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the answer to your question, it's tough. I'm actually going to be in that situation, ironically, coming up here potentially with Rosario and Fisher. So I'm going to have to make a decision on those 2. I think I know what I'm going to do with at least one of them for sure. The other one I'm kind of 50-50 on. So it's tough. You know, you're trying to balance winning, and I agree, versus the dynasty aspect.
I mean, to a certain extent, for you, it's at least during the regular season, it's a bigger deal. I mean, in the playoffs, you don't want to really waste a roster slot.
Right.
But over the next 3 weeks,
That's what I'm saying.
Just to
I'm
see
going.
what happens,
Well, no, but I could very well. I haven't mapped it out yet. Rosario's about halfway there in at bats.
Well, I don't know if he'll make it then if he's only halfway there.
He only needs like 75 more at bats.
Yeah, we'll be close.
And let's think about it. You have next week and then 3 weeks of playoffs. So that's 4 weeks of at bats.
I mean, here's what I would do if I was in your situation. I would roster them for now because maybe they get hurt. Think about the godsend that would be. I can put them in the DL.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like that would you'd actually be able to keep them that way.
But then I'd have to drop Kevin Kiermaier.
Look, he had one good day yesterday. Let's not get too excited. Yeah.
And luckily for you, I didn't have him in my lineup.
Yeah, you didn't have any of the Tampa Bay Rays in their lineup.
They're hitting awful.
Well, I know. I wouldn't either. I was trying to figure out why you had 3 Tampa Bay Rays on your team all at one time.
Okay.
But
My team is my team.
They all did great yesterday, that's for sure.
None of them were in the lineup.
None of them were in the lineup, so.
Okay. Where are we at? Number 4?
Number 4.
Shocker for you.
Ooh,
I have
you
Jobu.
like Team Jobu better than me, huh?
Well, he beat me, so I have to give him credit. He gets bonus points. He beat me.
Well, I guess, but see, again, I think he's in a situation where he doesn't think he's very good,
Okay, but
and then he doesn't do well. Maybe he can't because he's running out of transactions.
so let's look at this though. Okay,
Yeah.
he beat me. He only lost to you 8-7 the week before that. I mean, isn't that you're measuring him up against the best of the best?
I would, yeah, but that's not how it works. I wasn't doing again. It's on. Yes, I won 8-7, but honestly, he would have got smoked by a lot of other people that week. See, that's the way I look at it. I look at how did your team perform overall, and overall, it wasn't.
You realize when the playoffs come, the only matchup that matters.
Yes, I understand.
So
that.
why does that theory change?
Because it's just a power rankings. This is just a power rankings. It's just done, for the heck of it. It's not.
No, it's not done for the heck of it.
It's done for the heck of it.
Oh my god.
My number 4, Zips. I still think that Zips is one of the most complete teams. I know that you see. I know you raised your hand and like.
He just lost 12-3 to All Rise.
Yeah, but
He had a squeaker win over Alaska Glaciers.
who's red hot? Or who's red hot for the Yankees right now? Do you know? The correct answer is Gary Sanchez. In case you're wondering, he's doing last August what he did this August.
Right. So what
Said
does that have to do?
backwards.
That has nothing to do with Zips. What does that have to do with
Because he was playing All Rise. All Rise's team went off. Sometimes when a team goes off, there's nothing you can do. You're
Correct.
going to lose.
Correct.
That's all I'm saying. You can't. That's what you're comparing this different ways. You're
Sometimes when you lose, you lose.
it's like no. It's like just think about it.
Did you just touch me?
Listen.
Don't touch me.
Yesterday, the Pirates beat the Dodgers, and now you're like, oh my gosh, the Pirates should be in power rankings now because they beat the Dodgers. That's not how it works, man. That's not how it works.
So you just gave a horrible analogy,
No, I
much to the same as I do. You're talking about real baseball in a one-game matchup.
Well,
This is a week matchup, sir. A week. So if you want to do a comparison, you should do a series.
Even if they
You
win a
should do
series. Even if they win a series, if they win 2 out of 3, it does not mean the Pirates are now better than the Dodgers and need to be shot up the power ranking
I
list.
never said that Joe Boo should be better than me
No, not
because
better,
he beat
but
me.
still, I'm
and
just
I never
saying
said Zips should be better because he beat or All Rise should be better because he beat Zips. In fact, I didn't put it that way in the rankings.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if the Pirates were to beat the great Dodgers 2 out of 3, people would then say, well, maybe the Pirates are a little bit better than what we thought. They wouldn't say they're the best. They'd say, hey, Pittsburgh's playing great baseball right now. They just took 2 out of 3 from the all-world Dodgers.
Okay.
By the way, I just want to throw this in there. How's Jock Peterson done?
I haven't looked at his AAA stats.
Thank you. And that's all I'm going to say about that guy. Next.
Okay. Next, number 3, Globo Gym. Number 3, Globo Gym. Do you think he's narrowed the gap between 3 and 2? I'll let you take that.
If he's decreased the amount of games back he is from you, the answer is yes.
Yeah, but he's still not winning. Like, it's just me losing more than he's winning. You know what I mean?
Like he beat 5 Swords. I'm going to talk about
it.
that, and then lost to me 9-7, but beat you.
Yeah, I mean he beat me in week
whooping on
17.
you. Did he have one of those weeks?
Yes,
that
he
you
did.
Just did. And
Yep.
you didn't?
He'll tell you. He knows what his best week was, and it was week 17. His team was good on all fronts.
I still think roster-wise, he's got one of the best lineups. If some of his pitchers start to pitch...
Breaking news! You are scared to play Globo Gym in the playoffs because of his great lineup. That's what you just said.
No,
Yeah.
I said he has a great lineup.
Team V is scared to play Globo Gym in the playoffs.
Okay. If he gets to the second round, no, I won't even see him then either.
Well, it depends on how it shakes out there.
He's going to be the
Do you know, did the playoffs reseed?
No.
They don't reseed?
No.
So, okay.
So I won't see you or him
until the championship.
Correct.
Okay. Well, no. You'd see the 3 seed in the first matchup, wouldn't you? Yeah,
3?
Yeah, you would.
No, I get 4-5, dude.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you would. So you're either gonna, if you see either, it would just be the championship and that's it then.
Correct.
All right.
So what that means is that you or Globo Gym will not be playing each other in the championship.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
You'll play in the semis.
That's
if it happens.
Right.
That would be it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yep. So we just discovered something here, walking it through here. So.
I already knew this, but
Oh, okay.
it was good to see you.
What's your number 2?
You.
Yeah,
Your
number 2 is
poo.
the
Your
same.
poo, though. Your number 2. He literally is a number 2. His team. That's what I think of his team right now. It's a number 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good.
Well,
You're not good right now.
Right.
So my question is, again, you had a big 10-4 win over Alaska Glaciers, but you've lost to Globo Gym, and you barely beat Team Joe Boo.
Mm-hmm.
You're not dominant.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd also say that I am also playing matchups more on let's just try to get by, as opposed to doing some drastic things that I would do in the playoffs. If there'd be certain drops, pickups that I'd make. I'm also waiting to get healthy, and
What's wrong? Are you sick?
no, me personally, I'm fine, but
I don't know about that one.
I still think.
Well, you got that bum Matt Kemp back, right? I mean, he shouldn't really help you because he's horrible.
Well, he's not horrible, but it's fine.
So you're not worried? You're not. Bold prediction: you will be the 2 seed or you will be the 3 seed.
I think I will be the 2 seed based on my next week's matchup because that's all. I think no matter what happens.
Again, 5 Swords. He's just basically saying that you have no chance of beating him. That's what he's saying.
Not what I'm
I
saying
know
at
you're
all.
going to watch this video.
No,
He
again,
just said he knows his matchup next week, so he feels pretty confident he's going to win.
5 Swords doesn't have the roster flexibility to deal with his pitching situation because he wants to keep guys for the future. So that is why I will be okay.
Maybe for
playing
1
5
week.
Swords.
Maybe for 1 week he decides not to now. Maybe he decides to stick it to you.
Okay.
5 Swords. How about that for a moral victory for your season?
I don't know why you're doing
Knock this guy out from the 2 seed to the 3 seed.
it. All right, do it, man.
See,
Anyway.
he doesn't even think you have a chance. Do you hear his tone?
Hey, he could sweep his offense is hot. I don't want to play him. His offense is
He
good.
just said he's afraid of 5 swords.
Right now, because his offense is good. His offense is better than most. You're sitting here telling me that Globo James,
just
guess
lost-
what? He doesn't even have a double this week, for crimini's sake. All he does is hit home runs.
It's 1 point.
I guess.
No,
anyway,
you don't guess. It's a fact. Doubles is 1 point.
Yeah, number 1, Team D.
Boom shakalaka laka.
I don't know if that's a boom shakalaka or not, but
Well, you had to get close to the
no,
camera.
I wanted to see how much time was left. I wanted to make sure we weren't going over.
It's close.
We've only been here for 5 minutes doing this. Does that sound right?
Only
Seems
you know.
longer than that.
Maybe.
Okay, I guess we're all right.
You have to give a statement about Team D.
Well, Team D is coasting along on early season success. I would also say I have to take this week out of the equation. So I have to speak as if week 19 has just ended, and the last 3 weeks for Team D has not been good for him, and you know that. So I mean, overall, his team is not performing the way it had earlier, but that's because everybody's team has these little slumps and valleys that you have to go through in a regular season. I mean, obviously, you're still head and shoulders above everybody else because of what was going on in the early part of the season. But right now,
So you agree with Ben's champions that I should be worried about my team going into the playoffs?
I think there's certain teams you should be worried about, yeah. But
Interesting.
I don't think...
Yes, any team that is going to churn 19 pitchers against me, I'm very worried. You are correct.
Was it really 19? This where you lost to Team Jobu? Is that where it is? Is that who you lost to?
No, he didn't have 19, but I'm pretty sure it was anywhere from 7 to 10 starting pitchers he picked up.
Well, that's not that big a difference. I mean,
Well, it is when you can't do that in the playoffs.
Well, he can do it 7 times.
He can do it 7 times, correct.
Well,
I can handle 7 times, that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. If you only picked up 9, then maybe those 2 pitchers didn't do much anyway in the matchup. You have to get your magnifying glass and actually look over it.
Well, when you win strikeouts because you churn, that's something that's easily fixable.
I guess. Look, I'll give you credit. You make moves that make absolutely no sense, and they do really good. So,
For example,
well, again, this goes against what we usually do in a video, but I couldn't believe that you picked up more to pitch against Milwaukee. And
do your
it
homework,
worked out
bro.
for you.
Do your homework, bro.
Oh yeah, because what, the Brewers are so great against lefties? Is that what, or bad against lefties? Is that why?
No, I actually stole one of your incisive maneuvers. It's a travel day, and that game was a 3:00 Eastern start. So what time did they start there?
Noon.
Yeah, noon on the West Coast.
I guess I wouldn't have touched it. Even I understand everything you said, but I wouldn't have touched him with a freaking head.
That's why you picked up Chris Capuano and I picked up Mark Burley.
I don't understand how you sit here and talk about stuff that happened 4 years ago.
Because it's a fact.
Well, yeah.
Because it happened 4 years ago, it's a fact. Hey, the North beat the South in the Civil War. That
Yeah.
happened over 100 years ago. That's still a fact.
Yeah,
it's still a fact. Throw that out there, Globo Jim. A little history for you. Facts. I just give you facts.
I guess.
Why does it matter how old they are? They're still facts. Ben's Champions was also one of the tallest kids in his class in like 3rd grade.
So he was full grown when he was in 3rd grade?
Yes. Yes.
Wow, that's interesting. I did not know
Fact.
that.
Fact.
That doesn't surprise me because I feel like Ben's Champion's son's really tall.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's probably going to hit his peak height here coming up.
I know. He looked really tall last time I saw him.
Interesting. By the way, we in all honesty, we are very excited for next week as far as the matchups go.
Maybe. I'm not very excited at all. I'm very nervous because I do not want to lose the 2 seed. So I just want this week to be over.
All he is selfish.
I
It's
absolutely
always about
am.
him.
I do not care about you guys. I'm trying to win.
I am also going to be selfish as, I like to talk about stats that nobody else cares about. I have a shot to break the league record for most wins in the season.
So right now you are at 197.
Correct.
So how many wins do you need?
I'm pretty sure it's 210.
So all you need is 13 in 2 weeks? Oh, you're going to get that
Well,
easily.
yeah, if I manhandle you this week.
I don't think you can do much better than what it is right now. Unless you get like a complete game shutout. That would be it.
Interesting.
But as we all know, I am the king of complete game shutouts, so I'd probably get one before you anyway. This year. Just this year. Just this year.
Just this year.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No. I think we'll really get into it next week. You know what I mean? Because I think that's where because we'll know
More
more.
exciting.
We'll know more after this week and where everybody stands. It'll be a really good.
I will throw this because it's been 3 weeks. I just thought of this too. Very disappointed this year in the league as far as the trade deadline went.
Oh my gosh! Talk about hypocrite city. Everybody was sending me messages. Remember we were on vacation. You need to do something. Why aren't you doing anything?
Nobody did anything.
And then nobody else did anything.
What a
You can't
joke.
tell me to do something if you're not going to do at least something. Good lord.
I had almost 2 huge blockbuster trades, but they never materialized.
Yeah.
One was with Globo Gym that this guy couldn't believe.
I was sitting there driving and he's like, I'm getting him. I'm getting Charlie Blackman. Charlie Blackman gonna be on Team Thee.
I don't think we were in Tennessee, so I don't think I was talking like a hillbilly, but
Charlie Blackman gonna be on Team Thee.
we had a Daniel Murphy, Christian Yelich, Ahmed Rosario offer for Charlie Blackman and a throw-in that went from, I'd say, 90% going to happen overnight to in the morning.
But it was clearly stated by Globo Gym that he was drunk in Philadelphia when he even thought about doing this trade. So basically, the next day he woke up hungover, and then he decided that this was not a good idea. I think that's how that shook out. You'd have to have Globo Gym confirm that, but I think that's what happened there.
And the other trade that I've been getting different responses on this, the offer, the Mega Prospects offer that I gave. So I offered
From Kershaw. Yeah.
I offered my top 4 prospects, which would have been Gleyber Torres,
Glaber.
Eloy,
Eloy. And that's it. No, you had like 2 other guys in that, didn't you?
well, yeah, it was 4 prospects. Who
Yeah.
am I forgetting right now?
But he had four top prospects for Kershaw. There was something else too, wasn't there? Was there like a
My 2 first-round picks.
2 first-round picks? Yeah,
For Clayton Kershaw, who was on the DL at the time,
yeah.
and there was still no news about when he
No news.
coming back to pitch, if he was even going to come back to pitch. Why can't I think of who it is? Fill some time here real quick.
I thought it was a good offer, but I think
Vlad Guerrero,
oh yeah, Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Eloy, Glaber, Vlad, and there was one other guy. It might even have been Verdugo.
Yeah, it was Verdugo. I remember now. It was Verdugo, the 2 first rounds, and that. But see, I think the reason why Pine Tree did not do this trade was because he's still hovering around possibly.
And actually, no, I'm going to make it even worse because once my deal with Blackman fell through, I told him I'd change it to Rosario. So my final offer was Eloy,
Yeah, well,
Glaber.
he doesn't need Bizarro.
Why not? He already has 3 shortstops.
Why would he want a 4th one? That's what I'm saying. So Bizarro doesn't really do anything.
It's a better prospect.
It's a-
Eloy,
yeah.
Glaber, Vlad, Rosario, Verdugo /
Mm-hmm.
my first 2-round picks for Clayton Kershaw. He didn't even think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even think about it.
Well, again, I think he thinks he has a chance, and he does. If
No, he didn't think he had a chance. He said, I need Clayton Kershaw for next year.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. Which
I
is
can
fine.
see that.
It's
I
fine.
can see that. I
At
think
least I tried to do something.
it's really hard to trade with these bozos. They want to give you
Ow. Bozos.
Alex Wood for Lindor. Tell me what if I would have done that trade. Tell me how that would have worked out for me. What has Alex Wood done in the last 6 weeks? Please tell me. That's right. That's the kind of trade offers I get. I don't know about you guys, but
You didn't make a Lindor offer for me. I don't remember what it was.
you don't value Lindor high enough. That's
Correct.
why.
Correct.
So
I don't think it was outrageous, though.
I mean, you don't think it was outrageous? What, Wood for Lindor? So you don't think it's outrageous?
It was a great offer.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
But yeah, going back to just no moves. Just didn't understand. Which I don't understand because there are guys that are clearly giving up. You have guys. Yoenis Cespedes. Why do you still have him?
He did try to offer him to me.
Yeah,
but
for Lindor.
No, not for Lindor. He wanted my top prospect for him, and I don't trust Cespedes' health.
So there you go. He turned down Cespedes for Senzel.
I did.
Glaciers. Alaska Glaciers in a tough spot because he has 4 studs, and then nobody else. So he's not going to trade one of those studs.
But why not? I mean, you get to a point where you say, "Wait a minute, this formula's not working."
Yeah, could be.
But I still think it's the other people that go along with the studs that is his problem.
Correct.
So I don't know how to address that for him. But that's
we
the problem.
don't address it.
Oh,
This is the first year he's not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Keep this formula. Keep it.
oh, look at this guy. Sounds like you're calling him out.
All right. So
I guess that's it. And then
exciting.
Next week we'll have a down to the wire playoff preview, possibly.
And maybe even predictions? Because you love doing predictions.
I'll do predictions for the following week once I know exactly how the playoffs are.
Oh my gosh. You're not going to make predictions on the matchups that are at hand?
Not. Well, I can do that. We'll already have like a 2-day head start anyway.
That's fine.
But yeah, we can do that. Yep. All right. See you later. Bye.